Let's go ahead and actually modify this text view when the button is pressed. I'm here in activity_main, and the first thing I'm going to do is add a ID to this text view. Let's go ahead and call it result_text. Once I have this ID, I'll be able to refer to it in my Kotlin file. So let's go over here to the project pane and open up the main activity. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this line from making the toast, and instead call a method called rolledice. And this is actually the method that'll be called whenever I click that button. And this is just so I have a place that has all the logic for actually rolling the dice. So I could write this method by hand, but Android Studio has a lot of shortcuts. So if I select this roll dice and go over to this light bulb, I could actually create a function called rolledice. But there's an even faster way to do this if you don't like clicking things, and that's to use a keyboard shortcut. So if you're using Windows or Linux, you can use the keyboard shortcut Alt-Enter, or if you're on a Mac, you can use Option-Enter. And from there, I'm going to just go ahead and select Create Function Rolledice. So let's make a variable called result_text, and that is a text view. And I'm going to set it equal to findViewById, and I'm going to do what I did before by grabbing r.id, and instead of roll button, we're going to do result_text. Okay, so now I have my result text, and now I'm just going to make sure that I can actually do something with it. So I'm going to take my result text, and I'm going to just set the text equal to dice rolled. And now I'm going to go ahead and run my app again. And when I click on this roll button, I see that the text view updates to say dice rolled, so that's great. So now let's go ahead and add some randomness. So going back to my roll dice method, I'm going to need some way to pick a random value between 1 and 6. Picking a random value isn't a very Android-specific thing, and in fact we're going to just use the standard random class to do this. Calling random.nextInt and passing in 6, that'll give me a random number between 0 and 5, and then all I have to do is add +1 to give me a random number between 1 and 6. You can write this yourself, or you can copy it, because again, it's not Android-specific. So let me go ahead and set a variable to this. And then I'm going to go down here and change this to be that variable that I just created, random_int. And I'm going to call toString on it, so that we're changing this to a string, as expected. Okay, and let's run it again. Woohoo! Random numbers! Nice work! We've basically got a not flashy, but functional dice roller app.